Hi everyone, Small Designs here, and today we're going to be looking at the diesel engine from Trumpeter's 1/48 scale U-boat kit. Now, that's U-552, but we're doing U-753. So, I did a video on this with just showing the pictures of it, just so I can get as much detail as I can to show you, because sometimes the video doesn't focus. But threw a quarter in there just so you have an idea of the actual size of this engine, right? Now, this is pretty much at the end of the instructions, building the engine, as you can see. But I thought, it's not going to impede the build, so I thought I'd start with the engine. It looks like the most complex. And, yeah, it's pretty complex. Let's see, yeah, there's the focus right there. But there's definitely a lot going on, and you really want to listen to the instructions, because I found that the instructions, decent, but kind of vague. Like, you got a lot of arrows pointing, so you gotta, match it all up. And if it says, install last, because it's so hard to get in between some of the pipe work. A lot of the valves there, that's PE. I'm still on the fence with PE. I think that could have been done in plastic, but whatever. They're kind of a bugger to get on because they literally like rest on like an edge like that, right? And then you're putting something on top. So you got to make sure they're all lined up. So not the easiest. Obviously, super glue is probably the better way to go. And there you go. So, yeah, not the most fun with that. These piston rods, seen in the museum ones, they're blue. But in real life, I'm sure they're probably more of like a copper or brass type look, right, to it. But I thought, you know what, I'm going to stick with the blue just because it shows off more of the detail. It won't get lost in the weathering, so to speak. Now, the color of the engine I just chose, because I'm still old school, I use my sprays. So I use TS60, which is a pearl green, which I think it matches. I mean, this right here is just a picture, but like I'm not too sure if the coloring is correct there. But it says hemp. But I think I captured, especially with the pearl green, it really has a metallic look to it, at least I find. And then, of course, I weathered it up. I got Optilong paints for weathering, and, of course, the AK. Now, this is just one example. I had German ochre mixed in with Starship filth and engine grease, things like that, to get the desired effect here of the engine being well used. Now, obviously, in a real sub, this would have two engines. The other one would sit here, but this is like a see-through kit, so you're going to see pretty much just this side of it. Unfortunately, you won't see any of the work that you've done to this side unless you cut it open. Now, if I had to build this again, I would actually glue on the engine to the ship last, after I put in the bulkheads. Just because there's so many finicky parts. Like, as you can see, like, there's things hanging out. Like, you will knock that and hit it. I think just for ease of attaching the two bulkheads together and then putting the engine on would make a little bit more sense, right? But anyway, this is where I'm at. You can see right here, there's a bulb right there. That's just a 3M light that I cut and put right here because I didn't think I'd get the wiring in for that red light. And normally that's just a plastic part. You could paint it red, but I decided to go for, the bulb look. Let's see here. I wonder if I can, as you can see it, no, anyway. For some reason, this just doesn't want to focus. I have a clamp back there because this, if you didn't have the clamp there, it would just fall right over, which this thing does a lot because it's just not even. So when you're building this, just be careful. This thing will tip a lot if you're not being careful. And some of these are decals right in here and on here, very, very small. But yeah, so it's a lot of fun. It's just a lot of work, a lot of paying attention to, especially with this engine part, because some of the instructions, like I said, like these hoses right here and the instructions, they look like they're kind of free floating a bit, like right here, right? It looks like it's really pressed up against, and then it really isn't. It's just hanging there. So you really kind of got to double, triple check, and don't force parts because it'll just break. So, and then for like the interior of the ship, I'm just using AS20, which is insignia white, and then with my Optilong oils, I'm kind of making like a slurry and just kind of going over it with the ship, just to darken it, make it look used, a little bit rusty. And of course, there's the rust effects and stuff right there. I use a mixture of AK and then the Tamiya dry sets, just to achieve, that used look. I don't want to go overboard with it, right? I don't want to make it too rusty where the ship's not going to function, but just the detail. But anyway, I think that kind of covers it. Take your time with this. Like, that was about a week's worth of work just to do. So I'll just kind of go slowly here so you can get another look to how I attached it. I think I did it right. See, if you're wondering with these pipes right here, where they lead, from looking at interior pictures, it looks like it's connects to the other engine and to the ceiling or something like that. But I think that's as far as you go with this. It's just kind of showing you where it might be, but I haven't gotten that far yet. So I suppose if you wanted to look at this side of the ship, you could cut the hull open on the other side to look in. I don't know if that'll work or not, but there's really not too much going on here. So yeah, so there we go. I don't know what else to say about the diesel engine, but again, expect to spend about a week's worth of work on it if you want to do it to the level I think I got it, but you guys be the judge. Yeah, so anyway, well, more videos to come, so please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.